Hey everybody, my name is Travis and this is Travis Pack Pulls, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Now, one of my biggest problems that I had, or issues, or I guess it wasn't an issue, one of my biggest problems I had when first getting back into the hobby was I love one-touching stuff. Like I love one-touching my cards. I did not know, I could not for the life of me figure out what one-touches fit, which cards. And a lot of the new stuff has there are a lot of different thicknesses. So what I thought I'd do is, here's a video on some of the hot products out right now, the hot baseball, and here's the one touches that'll go in them and the fits you're gonna get with them, if you put them in there. This all came about, and the biggest issue came about because of I had this AJ Puck 205 that is just huge, and I had all these one touches and nothing fit it. Understandably, it's ginormous. So what I thought I'd do is, I wanted to go through it and show you guys kind of. Now, I one touch almost everything that is even remotely like either valuable to me or might be valuable on the outside market. Now, this is just that's what I've one touched so far since I started the channel. So, and within a couple months, I've been one touching, and I love it, and it's like almost like an addiction, just one touching this stuff. So I figure we'll go through and I'll just go through each sizes and what I've noticed fits and how it fits on those. Now I use the Ultra Pro ones. I know the BCW makes some. I have not gotten any BCW, and I also know that BCW makes a one of those little thickness gauges, kind of like a guide to help you order the right one touches. So there's always that if you guys want to use that. Otherwise, I'm just basically just going to show you guys and put them in there and give you guys an idea of what we're dealing with as I start one touching some of these cards. So right off the bat, we're going to start, and these are 35 points. This is what you're going to put your basic cards in. Now, I've noticed that pretty much 35 point and 55 point you can fit a base card in, and even a 55 point won't have too much issue. And sometimes, especially if you're using you got the shiny cards like an Optic or a Prism, you kind of want to put the extra room's not bad because you like to put a sleeve over the card so that the front case doesn't scratch it. So, but for instance, if you just stick a regular base in there, I mean, you're going to get a pretty solid fit. But again, you do want to put a sleeve over these guys because the one-touch case will can tend to scratch the exterior. And this is just a Bam Adebayo rookie card out of 175. He's my favorite player in the league right now. So yeah, but one touch that I'll put a when I actually do keep it in the one touch, I'll be putting a sleeve over it. Now if I take this Bam and I put it into the 55, that's the top, you'll see how it still kind of gets like it fits pretty solid, and if you put the sleeve over it, which I will do now because I'm going to be, this is the case I'm going to put it in. I like putting it in the 55 point only because of the it's just because of this sleeve I put over it. Now you just stick the sleeve over the top of it, and basically that way when it magnets down, the plastic isn't scratching the card, so the surface, and then there you go, and Bam's now sleeved. Now after at the end of it, what I like to do is these are I saw these on Phil's channel and I bought a whole bunch of them. They are Superior Fit Innovations, their website, Superior Fit sleeves. They're actually down right now because of the virus until May 4th, but May 4th they'll be back up and you guys can get all your needs, or all your sleeving needs. But basically they have all kinds of different one touches or sleeves for one touches, graded cards, top loaders, all kinds of fun, like whatever you might need. Basically you just stick it in here, and this will keep the one touch from getting scratched up. And that was like a huge problem I was having. I was having issues with a lot of one touches just getting scratched up, and I was like, I don't even know how to store it without ruining it. But yeah, they'll just go right in, and if I can get it nice and tight, basically there you go, and it sits on tight, and then that'll keep the one touch from getting scratched and ruined. My first few one touches that I got when I got back in the hobby are just absolutely just destroyed with scratches, and pretty much just, I mean, they're usable to protect the card, but as far as displaying, you know, they're not looking too great. So, but yeah, that's a simple, that's a 55 point with an optic base card in it, and again, that's how I like to use it. Now, regular base card, you'd probably want to stick a, if it's without any shine into it, just stick it into a 35 point. And it'll have no issues. Now, for these Topps Series 1s, like, I don't know what is, bats, game used bats, they'll fit in a 35. It'll be tight, but it'll fit like without any issues, and you can get it in there if you want in a 35 point. And not a lot of people keep 55 points on them because they're just, it's kind of like it's like a limbo size, so not very common. But the 35 point will fit it, in that case. So, but yeah, then if it fits in 35, then it'll fit in a 55 point pretty well. So I'm gonna keep this one in a 35 because I'm actually all out of 55 points, I think. Nope, I lied. I do have a 55 point. So, but yeah. All right, so those two are done. Now I'll be sleeving up the Bregman in a one-touch sleeve later. Oh, here's a 55 point right in front of my face. All right, next we're moving on to Inception base and some of the like Panini certified, the smaller relics. These will not fit in 55 point card cases. So you gotta step it up, and then you go up to 75 point. Now 75 point will be simply your Inception, and then some of these smaller, like not like too thick relics. You'll see it'll fit in there, and you get a nice little. So you guys can see that. Basically, it sits flush with the top of it, and then right over the top, and there you go. That's a 75 point. Looks good. So there's that one. And then if we go on to the next 75 point, which probably not going to keep this Correa out of 99 in one, but still, we'll do that. 75 point will fit inside or Inception base will fit in 75 point, but it does sit a little up on it. The problem with that is going up to the next size is then it gets real loose in there, but there is a little bit of, it's raised up a little bit, but it will seal in it. And if you keep it inside of a bag like the sleeves that I have, then there's really no issues as far as anything else. So that's the 75 point. Now if I jump into the 100 point I use a lot, 130 I use a lot. Those seem to be the most common ones I'm using besides 35 point obviously. Now Tribute base is where it's at on those. Tribute base is going to be 100 point for sure, and then Inception with a little bit of, I believe a little bit of wiggle room is going to be 100 point. Now you stick on, we're getting my Kino out of 99 in there. You see it'll fit nice and flat in there, and it's pretty flush with it. There's no like loose movements or anything like that. And then let's try Inception. I don't really have any base in. Oh no, I take that back. I think I might have a Jordan Auto or something that goes in there. So Inception does go in there, but it's not as flush as the Tribute. So again, it's personal preference. If you want it like really tight in there, or if you don't mind a little bit of space in there, it's fine. Again, I'm not going to be sleeving this or keeping that Correa in a one touch, so there's no point. This one, on the other hand, I will be keeping in here, so I don't even know which one that came off of, but sits nice, flush in there. And this is 2020 Tribute. So now I'll go ahead and throw those Bogarts in here, and Bogarts won't be going in a one touch for me because I will be selling this Bogarts. And yeah, so it's nice and flush. Nice good fit. If you shake it around, you're not hearing nothing. So, but that's Bogarts and Aquino. And Aquino will stay. And then for the so again for those sleeves, they have them in different grades. So if they go 35 to 55, and then 130 to 180, and then 75 to 100. So these guys, basically, this one right here, I'll get in here, sleeve it up. And that goes with the rest of my Aquino PC. And we're all set there. Okay. So there you go. Pretty cool. Alright, moving on to 130. Now 130 is going to be the most common for the newer stuff, for the high-end, I guess not super high-end, but high-end enough, Inception and Tribute. This is going to be the standard on them. 130. I mean, everything's going to fit in there, and it'll fit pretty snugly. I mean, it'll be about as tight as it gets in there. But they'll close, and you'll be good. So, right into a thing. Now, the only thing that here out of these three cards that I'm going to be actually keeping in the one touch is that Aquino. But again, JD Martinez, you know, sits in there nice. And then you have Aquino. And then there you go. So that one fits right in there. Nice and pretty. Yeah, and that one will get a nice sleeve for it as well. All right, moving on. We've got 180. Now 180, I just have not been able to find. I don't have anything that takes a 180. It's either too big, or it is too, or it's like too small. So it's too, because I thought for sure it'd fit the puck. It doesn't fit the puck. Too small. And then everything else is just too big, so they'll fumble around in there. did use the Aquino, like this one right here. I did put it in there for a little bit because I didn't have any other option as far as a like a way to hold it. So it was in there, and it will like move around a little bit in there. But like, let me show you guys what we're dealing with these in a 180. So it'll sit in there. It's not flush, and there's a little bit of, now if you can see that lip at the end of it, I don't know. There's basically that much space in there. So they'll work in like a pinch. But if you want something really tight on it and you want it nice and snug, then 130 is where you want to go with those. So, and then lastly, this was the hardest one for me to get. This is what set me on this path, and that is going to be this AJ Puck out of 5. There's nothing that fits this that I have that fits it really great. So so basically the closest one I could find was a 260, and the 260 will fit in there. There is a lip in it, but it's better than it not being protected at all. So, and I don't have, and it I don't have any team bags at 260 point, or any like sleeves for 260 point. So what I use is just a team bag. I just grab a bag that I would have used for keeping a like when you're sending cards out or something you're sorting for the teams, and I just stick it in. If I can figure out how to stick it back into the sleeve that it was in earlier, like a way to hold it. So it was in there, and it will like move around a little bit in there. But like, let me show you guys what we're dealing with these in a 180. So it'll sit in there. It's not flush, and there's a little bit of, now if you can see that lip at the end of it, I don't know. There's basically that much space in there. So they'll work in like a pinch. But if you want something really tight on it and you want it nice and snug, then 130 is where you want to go with those. So, and then lastly, this was the hardest one for me to get. This is what set me on this path, and that is going to be this AJ Puck out of 5. There's nothing that fits this that I have that fits it really great. So so basically the closest one I could find was a 260, and the 260 will fit in there. There is a lip in it, but it's better than it not being protected at all. So, and I don't have, I don't have any team bags at 260 point, or any like sleeves for 260 point. So what I use is just a team bag. I just grab a bag that I would have used for keeping a like when you're sending cards out or something you're sorting for the teams. And I just stick it in, if I can figure out how to stick it back into the sleeve that it was in earlier. Alright, and so yeah, and here's the puck in the bag, team bags. So I had to step away for a second. Kids got home. Alright, now that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot to it, but I know that I had a lot of issues getting some of these one touches for some of these newer baseball products. So I thought I'd throw in some of the other stuff, you know, that it's pretty popular, basketball, and some other cards that you guys may be curious about. But these are the, you know, the popular stuff out in the market right now. And yeah, that's basically the one touches that you're gonna need for this new stuff. Again, there's another Jordan and a this is in a 180. This would go into a 130, but I ran out of 130, so I, in the meantime, substituted a 180 until I can get more 130s in there. So, but yeah, and there you go. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, found it at least a little bit helpful. As we wait for, you know, new product to come in, I'm trying to think of new ways to make videos. I got a lot of time on my hands right now, so the big stack of one touches over there. If you guys are actually at all curious what I got in there and you want a video of it, just let me know in the comments, and you know, maybe I'll make a video sometime next week or later this week or something for you guys to watch. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, like, comment, subscribe, please. The growth has been great and I appreciate all the help, and you guys have a good one.